All right, just waiting a couple seconds and then we're gonna start contouring. Hi, thanks so much for coming. Hi, Zaina Pabla, how are you? Hi. All right, so I think we can start now. So a lot of people want to talk about contouring, how contouring works. And what I believe in contouring is that you can go heavy with contour. So you really want to make sure you're keeping it nice and natural looking so that it doesn't look harsh in person. Yes, on camera, it looks beautiful when you heavily contour, but in person, it can be very distracting with those harsh lines. So I want to show you a great contour without going overboard, something that you can wear on a daily basis as well. Contouring does take a little bit of extra steps to do. I would do that over the foundation, underneath my bronzer and my blush. So we'll get into it. This is a fun little product. This is from made by Mitchell, and it is a multi-purpose palette. They are cream formulas, and you can see it's great because one palette has a whole bunch of colors from the lightest tone to the darkest. You can wear these on your eyes. It's really great for contouring, as a bronzer, whatever you can imagine, that's what this is for. And here is what the cover looks like. I think it says color dose. Okay. So let's start. I like to use my highlight first. Contouring is basically highlight and low lighting, shadowing. So, you want to think of like mountains and canyons in a sense. So your mountain areas are going to be up on the cheekbone. These are your highest spots of the face. And then your canyons, where it's dark, is going to be more of this area here where the cheekbones kind of go in. And it's okay if it's not really going in. We're going to pretend and make it go in. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the lighter color first because it's easier for me to blend the darker over it than to put light over a dark color. So let's go ahead and start. Underneath your eyes, you want to go ahead and use a shade that has a little bit of pink underneath it. A pink concealer is going to cover up dark circles, brighten your eyes. And so I'm going to go with this shade here. It's called Dusty. Something like this. So for my skin tone, like a medium peachy kind of pink color. So I'll go in there pretty generously, and you can see how generous it is. So we want to be careful not to put on too much. Okay. So I'm going to start underneath my eyes. Look how light that is. So this is what I'm talking about, how contour can go wrong easily. I'm going to go ahead and just start putting this under my eyes and bringing it upward over here. I want to make my nose look a little smaller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give an illusion, and I'm only going to do half my face so that you guys can compare and see if there's a difference, what you think about it. So I'm going to lighten up this whole area right here. What I also want to do is it's easier for me to put in all the light before I put in the dark. I'm going to go back over here, and I want to make sure this part gets bright looking as well because the cheekbone is over here where it kind of caves back in. So we have a nice bump here and it goes back in. And then what I'm also going to do is I'll do a little bit on the center of my nose. Your forehead is also a peak area. We'll do a little bit on the upper lip, a little bit on your chin. So this is pretty much where your highlight is gonna be. I'll keep this on this way so that you guys can see what I'm talking about as far as, where the dark goes, where the light goes. And so now what I'll do is I will grab a different brush, and I'm gonna go in with a darker shade. Let's see. I think I'm gonna try something like this caramel kind of color. This one is called, well, look, that's so funny. It's called caramel, so I'm spot on. So I'll go ahead and get this shade. And this is a nice thick cream, okay? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start putting where my bronzed contour areas are. I would want some here. The shade might be a little light, let's see. I'm gonna go the one step up. This is Sade, right over here, this one. Because once I blend it, it's going to get more natural looking anyway. So we're gonna put Sade over here. This is where I want it to be darker. And we're gonna come to the perimeter. We're gonna make a C. We're gonna follow this line right here. And I'm bringing it down. I'm never going back and forth with my brush. I'm really just always putting the brush in one direction. So we have the contour here, and then I'm putting a little bit back down here, and this will help minimize the jaw area. I'm also going to now create a nose bridge. So we'll go a little bit from the eyebrow down to this nose area. And that's pretty much it. So again, my highlight is all that white area where I want it to peak, and the dark is my contour. Maybe I'll even put a little under my lip so it gives a more pouty kind of finish. Okay, something like that. It looks silly, but we'll see. Now I'm gonna start blending this. We'll see if there's much of a difference or not. This is also a brush by made by Mitchell. This is called an MF1. I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna use this brush. It's very tapered, it's stiff, so I think I can get a good blending out of this one. I'm gonna obviously start with my lighter colors so that I don't put the dark over the light. It doesn't matter if the light touches the dark area because the dark will overpower the light, and for that reason I wanna do this first. And if you decide like, oh my gosh, I put on way too much product, because in my mind I am thinking this right now, it's all right, we'll wipe away, we'll blend, we'll make it work. Okay. Yeah, it does look extremely bright right now, but I'm not too nervous about that yet. Okay. I don't necessarily do this kind of look on my brides because again, it looks beautiful on camera, but a lot of girls may not be comfortable with how it looks in person. You have to understand that photos do look very different than what you see in person. Photos look a lot more natural. Videos look more natural than what you see in person. So keep that in mind. You know, I like a soft contour for my brides, but unless they ask me for something like this, it's not something that I normally do. But I noticed that so many of you guys wanted to learn about contouring, so I figured let's just give it a go. Let's do it. It's very glamorous. It's nice for special occasions, if you're comfortable with the look, of course. So you can see the difference already, how much brighter the area looks. It might look ridiculous right now, but I'm still gonna put bronzer over it to blend. So we'll get the chin area here, and I'm still kind of just working on those lighter areas. Okay. Down that center of my nose. And the sides of my nose too. I mean, it looks good. This is great stuff. All right, you can use another brush. I'm really lazy. I like things to be quick and efficient. I'm gonna go ahead with the same brush. This is why I wanted to do my light first, because now it won't be staining the highlights. The white can get on the dark, it won't do anything. So I'm gonna go back with the same brush and just kind of blend this. Yes, I am going back and forth at this point because I do wanna blend as best as I can. You know, when I only do the one direction in a lot of my videos, it's because I don't wanna remove the makeup underneath. But because this one is pretty bold, I definitely want to get the best blending I can. Right here, I am using one direction. I'm just kind of pulling it down. I don't want to ruin or lose this line. That's what a contour is. A contour is going to give you like chiseled lines. And that's why I said not everybody loves a contour, because, you know, a lot of people do say they don't like that differentiation between the light and the dark. If that's the case, you can kind of blend the two a little bit more together, but the less blended it is, the more obvious, the better it photographs as far as giving you a nice contour. So now I'm bringing that brush that has the dark back up a little bit just to get rid of some of that white. I'll go into my nose as well, the side of my nose. And again, I'm just really stroking it downward. I don't go back and forth because I also don't want to irritate my skin and make it look red. So I'm trying to be as gentle by kind of just patting it downward. Oh, this is good stuff. I have a little over here that I had put, so we'll get that as well. Okay. So this is basically your contour. You know, somebody asked me, you know, when I asked you guys to give me an opinion on doing, you know, what kind of a look you wanted, somebody mentioned about contour sticks. And basically this is the same exact thing as a contour stick. Contour sticks are also cream, so it's the same formula. It's just that instead of using a brush, you can use the stick itself. The thing with the contour stick is that you will probably need a brush to blend anyway. So I like the palette. I like that I can just buy one palette that has a whole bunch of colors instead of buying multiple contour sticks. But that preference is totally yours. The contour stick may be easier for some. For me, I love this. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Then basically, you know, again, this is the side that I have all that highlight and contour on. This side, I don't. Then I'll go back and do my final touches. So I'm done with the contouring. That's really all what contouring is. It's basically highlighting the high areas of the face and shadowing the lower areas of the face. So just like my mountains and my canyons. I'll go back into my bronzer because I want to set the cream now. So I'll go over that. And again, I'm just going to do half the face. So I'm a little tanner on this side. I'm aware of that, but it looks good. I'm going over the cheekbone area. I am blending that light with the dark so it looks more neutral, but you can still see how much lighter this eye looks in comparison. And then a little bit here as well. Did I forget this? I think I didn't blend that part. Let me just blend that real quick. I'm looking at it right now and it looks a little dark, so let me see. So I'm just blending that. This one I am going back and forth. This part, I just wanna get that done. Okay, so then make sure you bronze your neck as well because we bronzed that jawline area. And then what I'll do is I'll go in with a setting powder. This one is a white translucent powder. Love it. And that's gonna go where my highlights were. So I'm putting it back in that area underneath the eye, the side of my nose, the center of my nose, this area right here, and that. So it's really like 3 parts. It's your cheekbone, jaw, nose, and under eyes, 4 parts. So I'll go ahead and blend, and I am using the same brush. You know, if you have multiple brushes, that's perfect. Nothing, you know, it's always good to have nice clean brushes, but to me, I just like things really fast. Last 2 steps, blush. The blush will go over right here, combining that contour with the highlight. I'll go get my highlighter. And obviously that'll go where the highlight is. So right under there, can we see? You can put that on your nose as well. And a little bit back on your forehead. I'm not gonna highlight this area. There's no reason for there to be shimmer by the jawline. The reason it's light though, again, is so it looks a little bit more chiseled. And that's really a nice, easy, basic way to contour, super fast. I don't even know how much. We did it in 15 minutes, but you can get that done in 5. Do you guys have any questions for me? Do you have any product questions? Again, this was made by Mitchell. So it's a really fun brand. You can find him on Instagram and see if you like his products. But yeah, that's it. So thank you so much for coming on. You can DM me with questions and I'll get right back to you, all right? I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.